we get to be the way that we are through our relationships with other people. And that is completely stored in our nervous system. And the only way we can really get in there is by getting into the nervous system. And it's hard to do that by just talking. Am I wrong? Am I right? What do you think?
Well, the talking is essential because we use words and we use gestures and we use facial interaction to communicate. I mean, it's very well put that all behavior is communication. So words are really important. But also the dance of relationship is extremely important. The quality of the interaction. You as client, me as therapist, we're two human beings meeting in a shared sacred space, if you like, a contained, safe space where, in a sense, let's just take you as a, you're the client, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming into psychotherapy because you want to shift something. And the chances are you want to shift something about how you experience yourself today in relationship, or it's usually about relationships, by the way, or with work, or the future, or yourself. And the dysfunction in that experience of yourself is rooted in stuff that's happened in the past, not necessarily big nasty stuff, but just formative experiences. And there's kind of systemic experiences that are locked in the system, where an old part of self is sort of still running the show. It's like an old friend that kicks in when we're stressed and takes over. So you come to me and you want to feel better. You pay me reasonably decent money, and you hope to feel quite a lot better about yourself relatively quickly. And the thing about EMDR is that it's not just relationship between you and me. That's psychodynamics. That's person-centered. It's very important, in fact. It's a necessary precondition for successful psychotherapy. It is ultimately the relationship that heals. But the thing about EMDR, Jane, is that we get really focused tightly in. We laser in on those root formative experiences. In attachment-informed work, really informed by the primary attachment experience in the context mainly of mother. We're all born of a female body. And that primary relationship with mother, not just the primary attachment figures in childhood, they're all important, but it's the maternal relationship, whether she's present or absent. We spend our first 9 months, after all, in the womb, and the quality of the birth really impacts on our experience of self. So in attachment-informed EMDR, we're radically curious about those early experiences and the felt sense of the dance between infant and mother. And where there's an absence of necessary experience or a presence of dysfunctional experience, and there's a lot of both with clients. In a sense, as a therapist, I share with you my nervous system. Two nervous systems co-regulate, co-dancing with each other. I lend you my experience of presence to you to help find and fill in the gaps, the developmental gaps that you were left with early in life. So in my training, I've just invented a new slide in my training where I've got a picture of a rocket and I've got a picture of a cartoon figure of Einstein, and I've put a big red cross through this slide which says it's not rocket science.
It's not, and yet it feels so magical to me, having studied, the traditional methods of therapy, and then coming across this kind of power tool. I just feel like you can make really big shifts quickly, and I've experienced that both, as a practitioner and as a client. And I feel like, gosh, how many sessions have we done together, Mark?
Not a huge number, Jane. I don't know, 6 or something.
Yeah, something.
And we've
like
had some
6.
pretty profound moments, haven't we?
We really have. I mean, you've seen a lot of Jane, that's for sure. And thank you.
It's all good. It's all complex, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's just amazing that how many layers there are. I remember someone telling me in the past, healing is like, an onion. There's always this layer after layer. And I was really annoyed by that because I wanted it to be a kind of a one and done thing. I was like, I've taken ayahuasca, goddammit. Can't I be, just done? Can't we just put a check in the box? Jane's fine. And of course, it isn't like that. It is a bit like an onion. And it amazes me how many layers there are. And it amazes me how I feel like our work has gotten to sort of some of the really, like, it's sort of like the sediment, the stuff that's like deep down there that is also fogging up the lens. It's still fogging up the lens. The relationships of the past are still fogging up the lens. I mean, I doubt this ever ends. but
No,
I know I feel much lighter in that way. Having worked with you, I feel much lighter. I feel more able to sort of start a new game, in a way, like create my relationships as opposed to just go about them in a default way.